Alright, so hello everybody. This is going to be a quick video showing you what my streaming setup kind of looks like. So I try to keep my setup as kind of low budget as possible. I kind of acquired a lot of stuff over time, but I'm going to quickly walk you through basically what I've got. So without further ado, let's go through a glorified montage of all of my old ass tech. So essentially when you start streaming, there's three big things that we really need here. That's a computer in order to actually run the stream. Whatever you're capturing, whether it's a game or like something else, I don't know what else you would really capture, and something to capture yourself. Necessarily like a webcam, a microphone, that type of stuff there. So I'm going to walk you through quickly what I have and kind of how everything is put together in order to show you how I've been running my streams so far. So first up is this old ass laptop that I've basically had for 10 years at this point. It's kind of wild. A good thing about this laptop is it has a webcam built right into it, so I don't need to buy another webcam and plug that whole thing in. And while the webcam quality isn't great, it gets the job done. I also have an Ethernet cable plugged into it because I don't want any lag, and this laptop has really bad Wi-Fi reception, so this way with an Ethernet cable I'm making sure that the stream latency is as low as possible. For streaming software, right now I'm using Streamlabs OBS, but basically you just want to make sure that whatever computer you're using can run whatever stream software you're using. And you also want to have an internet browser open, so then that way you can open the Twitch dashboard in order to make changes kind of on the fly and monitor the chat, all of that type of stuff. Alright, so the second essential piece for my stream setup is actually my Elgato HD60. This Elgato I bought a couple years ago on like a Black Friday sale, but essentially you plug in an HDMI that it is going to capture, whether it's from the game console or from another computer or whatever, and then it plugs into an external monitor, and that way you can see the game. Now it does have a USB port, so then that way I can plug that into my laptop, and then I'm getting the signal from the game not only on the screen, but also on my laptop. And that's how the Streamlabs will be able to pick up what is going on and broadcast it on Twitch. So right now I'm using this Asus HD 180p monitor that I bought about a year ago, also on sale. I think it was about $100, don't quote me on that. But essentially it's just so I can see the game while I'm also streaming. You can see that it's on top of a couple of books, just so it's elevated a little bit, just so my neck isn't as strained as much. And it is just off to the right of where my laptop is. So right now I'm using this Apex 440 condenser microphone, which is a super fancy microphone that I've had for almost about 5 years at this point. I don't think you can buy it anymore, but generally speaking, if you're looking for like any sort of microphone or anything, like even most webcams or headphones, you know, ear jacks, that type of stuff, they have microphones built in, which will be more than enough to do the job for streaming. And so next up are the game consoles. If you've watched my streams, you know I only pretty much stream based on video games that I have on consoles. Namely, right now I've got my Nintendo Switch as well as my Xbox One set up so that it's easily able to plug into my Elgato, which that means it'll go right onto this monitor afterwards. And then this is something that's completely extra, but I got a Chromebook when I went back to school, and so I use that Chromebook to monitor the chat a little bit more and do quick like Google searches. Just basically just have a laptop on the side, just because since my laptop is so old, streaming puts quite a strain onto it, and so I don't want it to overheat or mess with the actual output that goes back onto Twitch. And so that was a very quick and basic overview of how I've got my entire stream set up. I apologize because the wires were a little bit of a mess. I should really fix that, and I'll get to it one day. So this stream setup is great just because if you don't have the time or money to put together some super fancy $1,000 computer in order to stream Valorant or Overwatch or whatever you're playing these days, then this way you can take advantage of having video game consoles. And you don't need a super fancy computer, super up-to-date new. Once again, I'm using a laptop that's 10 years old at this point, and it's still doing the job. So one thing I did want to mention is at the end of the day, the price isn't the big thing that matters on the stream. Thankfully, I'm super fortunate that I'm able to set up all of my stuff back here inside of this one singular room. So it's a lot more easier for myself to be like, okay, time to stream, just plug in wires, good to go. Where it might be a little bit more difficult is, say for example, I needed to use the main family room TV in order to do my streams because I didn't have the second monitor here. Then obviously dealing with my family, trying to figure out times to stream, as well as all that type of stuff, it gets a lot more complicated. Another thing that's also really important is the quality of the actual content that you are producing. So it's great that you can have all of the fanciest shit out there, but at the end of the day, people are watching streams and pretty much any sort of media just because they want to get the enjoyment out of there. So you can have the best technology out there, but if you're not connecting with the audience and you're not really producing content that is enjoyable for other people to watch, then it doesn't really matter how expensive you're doing things. But that's gonna wrap up this video, and so I wanna thank you for watching, but I'm gonna be doing a fun little Q&A because I did a sub goal for Twitch and we got there literally in a day, so I figured that would be a fun way to do it. I'll be making a video talking about basically how all of this stuff kind of came together, as well as answering any questions. So if you've got any questions, then feel free to drop it down in the comment section below. So I want to thank you for tuning in. Of course, if you want to tune into the streams where I play a lot of Mario Kart and other games nowadays, then feel free to check out all of the links in the description. And until then, we will see you later. Goodbye.